Hello, trading is closed on June the 19th, 2015. Let's go over my last calls. I had a mejt target of 21.1352 that printed. There was support under it and resistance over it, and it was a good price for that. I said that the action of the first hour would typically tell us what would happen the rest of the day, and that worked. I said I might have misidentified Tuesday and Wednesday's pattern, which I did because this pattern typically closes at the day's low, and the majority of the time the decline will extend into the first hour of trading on Monday. We had mejt tell us this rally here was not for keeps. These lines are resistance levels based on the system. It's now saying there is a higher target of 21.1431, most likely to print Monday. For reasons I'll discuss, it wouldn't surprise me if that target did not print. And even if it did, it wouldn't change anything because we should have a big drop ahead of us. I wouldn't play for that. Typically, when the market sells off like this into the close, I think it's the amateurs playing, saying, get me out at any price. When that happens, there's often a gap up. That could happen Monday, but when it happens on the weekend like this, a lot of times people look at their newspapers and look at their charts and they panic and they sell en masse when the market reopens after the weekend. It's also significant that we had this big rally on the open yesterday, which I was not looking for at all, despite gapping up and hitting a series of new highs. Didn't mean to move that. Hitting a series of new highs. We have now closed under the initial thrust up. As long as we hold this at Monday's open, that's a sign that this rally was baloney. As far as how much we could drop, we have the potential of dropping to the origin of the left stilt because we have a diamond on stilts. Doesn't have to go to completion, but if it does, it gives us a price under 2090. We also have lower price targets. We still have targets of 2090, 93, which would print if we got the right stilt. We also have a lower target of 2083, 25. It's an ultimate signal. We have close to 2,000 signals in the last 13 years, and only 6 others have not printed. Well, what's the significance if we get this drop? We have some non-confirmations at the high. The NASDAQ hit a new all-time high yesterday. Today, on a big increase in volume, it couldn't hold it and even dropped under the prior high. That invalidates that move and tells us it's not for keeps. Could be reinstituted, but for now, it's a false move up. Well, that market's moving up. Other markets are dropping, which is a Dow theory sell signal. People with long memories may recall that around the 4th of July weekend last year, I said the market action was compatible at the end of the bull. Well, as far as SPX is concerned, that was not true. We have gone almost a year and at our high traded 7.5% higher. But as far as the Amex was concerned, that hit the nail on the head. The Amex composite isn't a large index, but the Toronto Stock Exchange Index is. And here's the first week in July when I said the whole bull market could be over. That is awfully close to the peak, and that's what the Marx indicators call. They call price areas, not exact prices. Well, these calls were made in large part because of de Marx sequential signals. That is not the chart I want. The de Marx sequential signals on the weekly and the daily chart are long expired, but the monthly chart hasn't because it keeps on recycling. However, if we get the drop that I think we will have and close June under 2104.50, the recycle's over and the monthly sequential sell becomes active. This is a pattern which took years to form and will probably take years to play out, meaning a decline could last years. We also have one other target, and that's the Fed whipsaw target, which says we undercut 2060.24. If that works, we will undercut this low here. More importantly, we'll undercut the third trend line of a fan beginning at the October lows. According to McGee and Edwards, when you break 1, 2, 3 of these trend lines, the whole bull market's over. So even though we have a slightly higher price target on the mejt system, which might print, I don't think that's where the action is. If all the other signals play out, and I think they will, we have market action compatible with the top of the bull, and the market could be circling the drain for years. And that is today's call.